Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is Rajiv S. Khanna from immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna PC. Today is March 20th, 2025. This is our community conference call for anyone who has immigration related questions. We hold this call every other Thursday. And the way this call works is I'll have to lock the conference because I have enough people already. And that's what I'm going to do right now.
The conference is now locked.
Okay, I've locked the conference. Why did I do that? I want to make sure everybody who's here, their questions are answered. They may not be answered right away, but today we will answer everyone's questions before we end. Okay, so that's why I have closed the conference and locked it. The way I will work is, first I'll go to forums.immigration.com where people have posted their questions. I'll answer those questions first. Within those questions, I have marked certain questions as frequently asked questions. I'll go to them first. Each time I answer a question, I will ask people, do you have any follow-up questions? At that point, if you have follow-up questions, no new questions, if you have questions that are directly related to what I discussed, feel free to raise your hand by pressing *5. So the conference is now locked. We'll go through the written questions first. I've got 13 questions. I'll go through them first. And after that, after we've done those questions and follow-up questions, we'll start with all the new questions. I hope that is clear. Okay? And this call is being recorded and you heard what the terms of the call were when you logged into the conference. First question. Let me see. First frequently asked question that has been posted on forums.immigration.com. Frequently asked question is B2 extension, F1 change of status, can I stay in the US? This is a very commonly asked question. So I am on B2 and if I apply for F1 change of status, can I stay in the US? And the answer is yes, you can. For most applications, if you file within the status of the first application, let's say you are on H1 or B1, B2, H1B grace period, L1 grace period, E1, E2 grace period, any of these applications, if you file for another status like F1 or B2, while you are still in status, you can continue to stay in the US until your petition is decided. Okay. F1 has some special and weird rules. I discussed them in UD's call yesterday, if you can go find that, in quite some detail. But let me address the question that has been asked specifically. My H1B to B2 status change was approved and the I-94 expires on 21st April. Now, if I apply for a B2 extension or F1 change of status, can I stay in the US after 21st April? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because you are timely filing for an extension or timely filing for a change of status. When you do that, you can continue to stay in the US while that extension or change of status is pending. If anyone has a follow-up question on this, press *5 on your telephone. No new questions, only a follow-up on what I just discussed. Okay. Let's go on to the next frequently asked. Oh, there is a follow-up. Guys, you got to be a little quicker, okay? Area code 480. 480, are you Arizona? Where are you calling from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Arizona.
How can I help you?
Sir, I have the same situation. My B2 approval notice is expiring on 29th of March, 2025. That is next week. I have an interview. So if I receive an offer before that, I know even if I receive an offer before that, it will take some time for the employer to file for my H1B and LC and everything. Mm-hmm. So my doubt is, even if having the offer in my hand, do I still have to file for B2 extension or change of status to F1, F2 before 29th of March, which is my I-94 expiry date, or can there be some grace period since I have the offer in my hand?
No. There's no grace period. you have to file for some kind of an extension or change of status because it will take them at least 10, 12 days to file the H1B. Okay?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
So I have two options, whether to go for B2 extension or my wife is on F1. I can even go for F2 change of status. So which would...
See, F2 is better because it is long term. B2 is better because it might be easier to go from B2 to H1B. So you take your pick, whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't have a particular choice. If you have access to the firm's lawyers, the company's lawyers, you should talk to them. I am okay either way. I think they both have their pros and cons. All right.
So do they have to wait until my change of status is approved to file my H1B?
You can always go for an H1B visa stamping. So here is what you do. Google my name, Rajiv S. Khanna, Economic Times. My most recent article on Economic Times tells you exactly what to do. Go read it. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Next frequently asked question. Let's see. So this is a situation that all national interest waiver winners should be careful with. So here what happened was an NIW I-140 was approved. But then the 485 got denied because there was a change of role. So when you file an NIW, but then you completely change your role, it can be argued, and obviously in this case the government did argue that your NIW is now cancelled. Okay. So let's see what the questions are. Does the denial of the NIW rescind the priority date? In my opinion, no, it does not. I think you still keep your priority date. In future, if I'm working in a similar role, can I refile this I-485? I think you can. 3. Can I use this NIW I-140 priority date in my other adjustment of status? I believe you can. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question on this, please press star 5 on your phone. Star 5. Okay. Next frequently asked question is from an entrepreneur. Can I start my company on STEM OPT or O1A visa and maintain legal status? Well, let's see. Currently, I'm on a STEM OPT which expires in September next year. I'm unemployed. 90 plus 60 days of unemployment run out around April 30th. I want to build a startup as a solo founder in tech space and go the O1A route. My question is, can I start a company as a solo founder? You can, but one thing, remember, even though government has changed some of the policies on O1A, making it possible to kind of sponsor yourself, but the problem still is there is no guarantee you will win the O1A case. Okay? So be careful with that. If you're putting all your eggs in one basket, better make sure that that basket is not going to get destroyed. Now, no guarantee you'll win the O1A. So can I start a company as a solo founder, create a board to show employer-employee relationship, planning to raise money, etc., etc.? And the answer is probably yes. For an O1, you could do all those things, but it won't work for STEM OPT. Because if you wanted to preserve your STEM OPT, you can't do it through your own company unless somebody senior is supervising you, because that is what STEM OPT requires. Alternatively, I'm a part of another company with 2 American co-founders. I have less than 40% equity, but we have no revenue as of yet. Can I leverage my involvement with that company to maintain legal status? No, there is no direct leveraging except the O1 visa that you mentioned, or maybe CPT. CPT would be a good thing to consider in these circumstances. So something to think about. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question, press star 5. No follow-ups? Let me see. Do we have any other frequently asked questions? I don't think. Oh no, here's another one. This is an H1B entrepreneur starting an MEP design firm. They want to know about employer-employee relationship and transitioning to self-employment. I'm a mechanical engineer working as an MEP designer. I don't know what MEP is. Working as an MEP design engineer, I've got a PE from North Carolina. I'm on H1B approved I-140. Can I open my own design firm without maintaining an employer-employee relationship? Yes. Would I be allowed to start the company while maintaining my current full-time job? This is a little bit complicated and transition to running the firm full-time once I build up a client base. Yeah, this is a lot more complicated. Okay. So let's split up the questions. Can I incorporate a company while I have an H1B with some other company? Sure. Can I start some business on that company which I incorporated? No. That you cannot do. Because just starting a company is not doing business or doing work. But if you start actively soliciting clients and try serving them, you are violating your H1B status. Okay. So how can you do this? Well, you can only do this if you can transfer your H1B to your own company or do a concurrent H1B for your own company. Let's say you've got a 40-hour job for your current company and you can sponsor yourself for your company for maybe, let's say, 20 to 40-hour job as a concurrent H1B. You could try doing that, but then you also have to pay your salary. So you're going to have something in the bank to pay yourself, right? So these are some of the practical difficulties. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question. Yeah, employer-employee relationship, they have said we can live without. But these are some of the practical difficulties which I just mentioned. Okay, there are no follow-up questions and there are no more frequently asked questions. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning and start with the normal questions that have been posted. Once these are done, then we'll start with the new questions. Posted question is, this is question number, excuse me, question number 5. Mother's I-485 is pending. Advance parole for travel to India. Will it affect filing? We are naturalized US citizen, have a green card filing for our mother. Unsure how long the approval will take. Nobody can tell you that. 2-3 years easily. Maybe less if they don't interview her. We are looking to file an advance parole. Advance parole can take anywhere from 11-12 months to 3-4 years. They are very slow in advance paroles. Unless you have an urgency which you can demonstrate and try to expedite her advance parole, it's very difficult to predict how long will it take. It doesn't impact her concurrent filing if she has an advance parole and then she travels. No issue. That's why advance parole is important. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question, press star 5. Next question. This is a cap exempt H1B, I-140 perm OPT employer, Upwork, STEM OPT use and F1 travel to Canada. Okay, there's a whole lot of questions. Let's see if we can get to them. Can cap exempt H1B sponsors file an I-140 without perm? No, they cannot. Just because they are H1B cap exempt doesn't mean they are perm requirement exempt. Is prevailing wage required? Yes, it is. But I think non-profits probably have a separate data set, okay, if I remember correctly. But the prevailing wage is required. I intend to count Upwork as an employer. They are not an employer. During my OPT, not my STEM OPT, I'll take on work and submit a timesheet for 20 hours per week. Yeah, I think this should be acceptable, although they are not, Upwork is not really an employer. You are basically freelancing. So you should talk to your DSO about that, but that should be acceptable. If I do not use my STEM OPT and enroll in a non-cap exempt on H1B status such as a college, can I still use my previous STEM OPT? No. Because the problem is, to use STEM OPT, this is my understanding. So to use STEM OPT, you must be on OPT. Otherwise, you can't get an extension. So, and you can't get OPT at the same educational level as before. So if you got your OPT at master's degree level, you'll get it again only at PhD level. And if you don't get first year OPT, you can't get STEM extension. So that's the problem. *5, if you have a follow-up question, press *5. Oh, sorry, there was another question. I'm planning to visit my friend in Canada. Can I travel from India to Canada on a visitor visa, then cross the border by road? Well, you can, but it's no different than flying in from India all the way. So you can be subjected to the same level of scrutiny. Can you do it? Sure. Is it advisable? I don't see any reason why you cannot do it. It's legal. Okay. So back to *5. If anybody has a follow-up question on this, *5. Okay. Question number 7. Employer-sponsored NIW I-140 FOIA request, self-petitioning and petition validity. I am on H1B. I have an I-140 approval. It's an employer-sponsored EB2 NIW. They are not sharing the petition package in I-140. Oh, great. So I made the FOIA request. Okay. My research tells me that employer-sponsored NIW is a gray area and might not yield the same benefit as self-sponsored. Yeah, it can. It could be. It depends on how it is drafted. Can I repackage my petition and submit it as self-sponsored? Well, that depends. Did the NIW tie you up to a particular type of job? If it did, filing by yourself is not going to help you. Okay. But if the job is not really the key reason for your NIW, but it's the work that you do, then you can tie it to yourself. Okay. So this is a little vague, little difficult to explain. We can only answer questions when I look at a particular situation. But I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say you are, and this is from a real case, you are Azure, a cybersecurity expert, and you are responsible for architecting the federal cloud. The federal cloud is what federal agencies use, and it is a private cloud maintained by Azure. It has to be highly secure, compliant with many different standards. And you are the architect of that. So if the employer said, well, Microsoft filed for you and said, he's doing this Azure cloud thing and it's very important, etc., and you got the NIW based on that. What if you move to AWS? Can you still maintain your NIW? Probably not, because you tied it to the federal cloud, which is only being hosted on Azure. What if federal cloud moves to AWS and you move to AWS? Can you still carry your NIW? I think so. So this is kind of an example of how something can be tied to a particular job or a particular field. Okay. *5. Do you have any questions on this? Press *5. Oh, one last question on this. If the new self-petition gets rejected, would the first one still remain valid? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Somebody from Texas has a question. Texas, go ahead. You have a follow-up question?
Yeah. Hello, Rajiv. So I heard that there is a recent rule change that even if the employer is petitioner, they have to share the entire petition package. Is that true, or
no,
do they still have the right to keep?
There is no such rule.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right. Let's see. Which question are we on? We are on question number 8. So we had 13 questions, right? So F1 OPT cap exempt H1B changing to cap subject H1B and H4 EAD timing. I need guidance in what is the best way forward for me in terms of work visa. I'm on F1, completing non-STEM PhD. I have just 1 year of OPT. After that, my husband has an H1B I-140 approved. Currently, I have an offer from a cap exempt employer, non-profit in education. They'll file my cap exempt H1B. But I want to change my job in 1 to 2 years and work in industry. So what you can do is, one of the things you should always do is, keep applying for the H1B lottery every year, even while you are working on cap exempt H1B. Another interesting fact is, and you're going to have to Google that because this is a long discussion. If you maintain your cap exempt H1B, you can also do a concurrent H1B for a cap employer. It's a weird little loophole in the system, which allows you to work on two jobs, even though you haven't gone through the lottery. That's how it works. But you got to maintain your cap exempt job. You can reduce the number of hours if you want. If I opt for cap exempt H1B now, can I later convert to work visa, to industry jobs? Yeah, you have to go through the lottery. I already answered that. What happens if I apply for H4 EAD? So the problem is many times the H4 is approved before the EAD. So that means you'll be out of work. You can't work until the EAD comes. And what is the prediction on the EADs? Who knows? Yeah, I can't give you any timelines. These things keep changing. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Okay. Also from Texas. Texas, how can I help you?
Yeah, hi. So as you mentioned that I can keep applying for H1 lottery while I am on the cap exempt employer. So does that mean that my current employer needs to do that?
No,
or
not
should
at
I
all.
do that by any other way?
Not at all. So the current rules are, let's say I'm working on my H1B cap exempt. Can this employer apply for my cap? Why not? I don't see any reason why not. But what if employer X, Y, and Z, who are not a part of this employer, can they apply 3 different companies who are not related to each other or to this employer? Can they file for my H1B lottery? Sure. Multiple unrelated companies can apply for your H1B lottery. And if you win the lottery, all 3 of them will be informed this passport number holder has won the lottery. And all 3 of them can apply for an H1B, and you can choose whichever one you want to go with. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay. Let's go on to question number 9. Can I get a new H1B visa stamp after extension approval and travel with 2 valid visas? Currently, I have a valid H1B visa stamp which expires in October. So the question here is, if I currently have a valid visa, how soon can I apply for a new visa? Right? Can I schedule H1B and H4 visa stamping? So you have to check with the consulate. If I remember correctly, it was something like 3 months or 6 months. If you still have that much time left on your visa, they probably won't issue you a new visa. Double check that. I'm just speaking from a very vague memory of something I remember. So therefore, I don't really know if they are going to issue you a second visa while the first one is still valid. Okay. If they do, and you have 2 visas, it should be no problem entering the United States, because both those visas can be used to let you into the United States. I don't see any problem with that. If I receive my H1B, but my wife's H4 and H4 EAD are still pending, can we travel to India, get our H1B and H4 visa stamps? Well, I received my H1B approved. Oh, yeah. You can get your, if you go, but you'll have to refile the EAD if her H4 has already expired. So you can't, I think you'll have to refile the EAD. Now, if she still had H4 life on the visa and her I-94, and she traveled and returned back before this H4 expires, I remember again from one of the conversations with the USCIS that when the extensions are pending and you are returning within the life of the existing H4, there's no problem. Both EAD and H4 pending survive. Okay. Yeah. So, but the problem is, if your wife has already, it's the end of her H4 or it will end by the time she comes back, then the pending application for the extension is automatically denied. She can't travel outside. *5, if you have, okay, I'm planning all the above because the 540 days, yeah. There's not much to say on this. I mean, this is fairly straightforward. that the visa times are unpredictable. When will be the H1? When will the H1B? Sorry, when will the H4 get approved? When will the H4 EAD get approved? No matter how much planning you do, there's really no control on these things. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question, press star 5. Okay. Question number 10, then I think we just have a couple of questions more. K1 for Indian fiancé required documents. So I don't know all the documents off the top of my head, but basically you have to show that you have been engaged. And if I remember correctly, that you have physically met at least once. I think it's in the last 2 years, maybe more. There may be maybe other requirements, but these are the two basic requirements. And the question is, what is a fiancé? So there's really no need for a formal engagement. The fact that you intend to get married, as I recall, that is considered to be a fiancé. So your questions were what documents to show. I just answered that. But the government has a full list of these. After approval, can we register to get married as soon as she enters? Oh yeah, you are required to get married within 90 days of entry. Can I immediately file for her EAD? This is where things get a little murky, and this has always been problematic. Technically, she should be given an EAD when she lands. And I don't remember exactly what the current procedure is. Previously, there was a big problem. Sometimes the lawyers had to give a letter requesting that an EAD be approved at the airport. I don't know what the current procedure is. There's a whole lot of mess on that. Double check the USCIS website on K3, okay? Or K1, sorry, not K3. What is the current processing time to get the EAD card? I have no idea. Whatever they publish, you have to look it up, and it's available online. Stephen. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question on this, press star 5. Okay. Area code 513. 513, where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm calling from Chicago.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to just reconfirm on the EAD part on the K1 visa. You did mention that you should get it on arrival, you said?
Yeah, what I said was there was a whole lot of mess on these cases. Okay. Technically, because they are allowed to work automatically, they should be allowed to work just as soon as they land. So last time I checked, which was about 1.5 years or 2 years ago, we actually had to give a letter. Somebody was coming from Canada. We had to give a letter, and they had to present it to the Customs and Border Protection requesting, I don't know exactly was it an EAD stamp or something? And they did that, and that was approved. But most recently, I don't know what the current process is, but technically, if you are authorized to work because you hold a work status, that should be enough. So that's one example of that is something called L2 visa. These are spouses of L1 visa holders. When they land, they can automatically start working. They don't need an EAD. Okay, so you have to double check. But the EAD should be either fairly quick to process or it should be processed maybe even at the airport. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What else?
No, that's it for now. Thank you so much. I'll just check up on this.
Yeah.
On the USCIS
yeah, double check.
Well.
I think the best source is the USCIS website. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good luck. Okay. Next question is also about fiancé K1 processing. My questions are K1 visa processing. Can the fiancé travel to US on B1 while K1 is in the process? As long as you tell the truth. Okay. So if you have a B1 and you land at the airport, they say, why are you coming? Just say, I'm coming to meet my fiancé. And I have no intention of staying here. My K1 is being processed. I'm just visiting in the meantime. Okay. If they let you in, great. If they don't, so be it. What is the typical time duration? I can't answer that question. What would constitute proof of relationship documents? Pictures together, statements, communication with each other. That's typically what we do. If you have a formal ring ceremony, then take pictures of that ring ceremony. And of course, that is evidence as well. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question on this, press star 5. All right. Next question is, I already answered. So this is the last question now. In between there was a frequently asked question. So this one is, H1B transfer has been approved. How long until payroll must start? What are the options? I lost my job with employer A. Employer B, who was my previous employer, has transferred my H1B. My H1B got approved in Feb. I haven't started working with them yet. Searching for the client so the billing can start. So this is something that should be avoided. They should not file an H1B unless they have a project. Leaving that aside, what is the maximum days before that my payroll could be generated? So here is the law on that. How it applies to your situation, how you're going to deal with it, that's something you have to decide, because I see a lot of issues, gray areas here that I don't like. So the law is, I'm in the US. My H1B transfer got approved. My old H1B is still active. I'm working for the old employer. I call my new employer. I send them an email saying, can you give me 3 more months, please? I'm finishing a project. Is that okay? Yes. If the employer accommodates an employee's request to give more time to join, it's okay. But the employer cannot say, well, go look for a project and we won't pay you until you have a project. That's illegal. When you say, I'm ready to start work, immediately they have to start paying you after the H1B approval. Okay. So 2 rules. Employers can accommodate requests from the employees for more time. Number 2, employers can never ask the employees not to get paid because they don't have a project. That's not allowed. Okay. Star 5 if you have a follow-up question. Then we'll start with the new questions. Star 5, any follow-up questions? Okay, good. So we have a full 30-minute time to finish with new questions. Press star 5. Anyone who has any question, press star 5. And I'll take you in the order I see you. So far I have 3 questions. Just 3 questions? 4 questions, okay. Wow, 5. Okay, that's still relatively low. 7. 7 is a good healthy number. That means you actually have doubts about things. All right, let me start. So we have a total of 8 questions now. Let me start with the first one. Area code 551. We talked just now, but let's go ahead. 551, where are you calling from?
Hello, yeah, I'm calling from Seattle and we had spoken.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yeah. Hi. So, a quick few follow-up questions regarding the process. First, regarding the B2 process, you mentioned that since if I'm filing online, I would have to select
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure we establish the grounds of the question. You are thinking of converting from H1B laid off to B1, B2.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So now your question is about online filing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So, my situation is that I was laid off on H1B,
right.
Currently on a grace period of 60 days.
Right.
And I'm contemplating the various different options I have at the moment, and I want to select the best one. So when thinking about the B2 one, if I'm filing online,
right.
Is there any place, are there any other caveats? For example, is there any place where, since B2 is primarily for tourist purposes, do I have to declare that I am also interviewing and might, start working again?
So that's why I told you to go to my blog where all this information has been clarified, and also Google Rajiv S. Khanna Economic Times. You'll come to my article that actually discusses all the other aspects of B1, B2 to H1B conversion, and then conversion back to H1B from B1, B2 pending or B1, B2 approved.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
And if you still have questions, I do a call every Wednesday with UD at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And I do a call every other Thursday on this line at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But I started early today. I had a little bit of extra time. But definitely 12:30 we are open. And I do a call every other Thursday with UD also. So I'm doing, how many is that? Per week we are doing at least one sometimes 2 calls. Okay? So just come back and talk to me. Read this information that I put out online. All right?
Got it. Got it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Don't be nervous. This is fine. All right? Good luck. Okay. Let me go to my own neighborhood, area code 703. Virginia, go ahead. I can hear you. Area code 703.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you for. I have just a quick question regarding my mom's citizenship and 400.
Ji.
We have 2 questions. First thing, there's a fee question regarding we can all she.
Okay, hold on 1 sec. Hold on 1 second. Remember, I can't help people fill forms, but I can answer generic questions about the information.
Okay, so one question about it, like if we fill up that form C, which is financial hardship, she doesn't have any account. She just have $300. Should we apply that? We just
I don't know anything about that. In my 35 years of practice, I have never asked for a fee waiver.
Okay, all right, that's fine. And then one more question regarding her proof of. She has completed like 30 months since 2020, and it's 2025. So we have 5 years. Last 5 years, she has completed 30 months here and less than 30 months outside. So hopefully we will be eligible. And if we fill up the form ourselves, there's a risk for doing that?
Most N400s are fairly straightforward. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think lawyers don't really create much value. But people hire us all the time, and sometimes it's just because they feel more comfortable with a professional. I personally feel it's a waste of money. See, here is how I look at it. Here is how I look at it. If a situation is reversible, I don't worry about it. Okay. Here, what will happen? As long as you are truthful in your forms, maximum what will happen, you'll get an RFE. You get an RFE and you are uncomfortable, get a lawyer.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you, sir. And one quick question. My mom is the widow. And on the part 5, it says about the...
I can't answer...
everything about the spouse.
I can't answer questions about the forms.
All right, thank you so much.
But I'll tell you this, that these forms are so intuitive that there's no way you can screw them up. And even if you screw them up, as long as nothing major, most of these things are not that major. Government won't just deny your case or send it back just for that reason. Just read the instruction.
She's 79-year-old.
That's all right. I am 64 years old. How does that matter? What does age have to do with it? Okay. The question, just hold on. Make sure you read the instructions on the form as well as the special instructions on the USCIS website. As long as you read the instructions and fill the form carefully, I don't anticipate any problem. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's see. Area code 614. I think that's Boston, no? 614, where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from NJ, New Jersey.
Acha, theek hai. How can I help you?
So I have a question actually. So the thing is, my project is going to end by end of April, and my current
One second. You are on H1B, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Keep going.
So my extension is in process, and my previous H1 is going to end by mid of April, but the extension is in process.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm planning to do in premium, but if I do in premium and the project is going to end in April end, so I know that my H1 might get approved, but what about H4 and H4 EAD? So that will be out of status?
So this is a little bit of a confusing question. Not sure I quite understand it. But let me address it the way I understand it. You are filing for your H1B extension premium processing. Obviously, you are also attaching H4 and H4 EAD as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the H1 gets approved, but H4 is still pending and EAD is still pending. That's the situation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I get laid off, this is where things get confusing. I'm not sure what you are asking me. So H1 is approved. H4 EAD is still pending. I've come with you in that far in your journey. What is the next question after that?
So if H1 get approved, but because the previous H1 was till mid of April and H4 was also till of mid of April.
Not
right?
a problem.
If I do
not a problem.
If I do premium.
Hold on.
Yeah, if I do premium.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Not a problem. Because remember, they can give you an extension as far as 6 months ahead of time. Okay. So in April, they can mark your case for approval if you have asked for it in October. Okay. So don't think that if they approve in April, they have to give you April date as the start.
Okay.
Okay. I understand where you are stuck. So remember, H1B approval date can be 6 months from the date you filed. Or actually...
And H4?
Same thing for H4. Actually, H4 is even more flexible. I've never tested this proposition, but H4 actually can be filed even more than 6 months ahead of time. I'm not sure. I've never really tried it, but some of my colleagues swear by it. They said, yeah, it can be done. There's no particular rule on this, but there's certainly no rule on, like on H1B, you can never file an H1B more than 6 months ahead of the start date. Okay. But H4 ke liye, there is no such restriction, not in the regulations at least, not that I'm aware of. All right.
Okay.
So don't worry. That should be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, fiancé is back. Let's see. So go ahead, Mr. Fiancé. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
So
was that you were supposed to be a male, right?
Yeah.
Now I have a female voice from the same number. How can I help you? Tell me.
There's 312 numbers, the same number.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my son is a U.S. citizen, and he's dating a girl in India, and parents are in India.
I think mom and son are taking turns. I think. Hang on. I think mom and son are taking turns asking questions. So now I know. Okay. So your son just talked to me. But go ahead. What do you want to know?
Oh, okay. No, I just want to know if she comes in a B1, that they can get married here and then change her status. Is that possible?
No, don't do that. That's a very bad idea.
When she comes in B1.
Yeah, she can come on B1. She can even get married.
Okay, so they can.
Yeah, but this is a long discussion, ma'am. Don't even. I think. Yeah, I would not advise that. That's not a good idea. All right. Good luck.
Okay. So they get married there and then apply there?
No. I've already told your son the recording is there. Just listen to the recording, okay? Good luck. All right. Let me go on to the next question. Area code 347. Where are you calling from? Area code 347.
Hello, Rajiv ji.
Hello.
I'm calling from Virginia itself. I moved to Virginia for work.
I see. How can I help you?
Yeah. So if you remember, I have reached out to you on LinkedIn other day saying that my H1B is
Arre Baba. I respond to 40-50 questions a day on LinkedIn.
Sorry, I just want to give you a brief.
7 days a week.
Lottery has been.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
So my H1B has been picked in 2024 lottery. It has been pending since then.
Ouch.
So there was no response till Jan.
Achha.
So that's when we moved it to your premium.
Good.
And on the last day where they're supposed to respond back, they have thrown an RFP. And my company hasn't responded yet. So they said they're going to do it in a week or so.
Okay.
My worry is that if they do it then, they're saying that because you have a pending status, they can't go ahead and apply for this year's lottery. I just want to have this applied just to be on a safe side. But they said that they're completely denying that they don't want to do it as you have a pending.
Well, that's their choice. But can another company apply for you? Sure. I mean, it's not lottery in the same fiscal year. It's a different year.
Okay. It's a different year, yes.
Yep. Anything?
So, can I reach out to another, maybe
Why not?
my friend's consultancy?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, have them double check with your lawyers. But my reading, which I did a while back, was you can't do it in the same year, but you can do it in a different year. Why not? Okay.
Okay, understood.
Good luck.
And if my company is going to submit it, so if I get a positive response from USGS back, so what's going to be my start date of my H1B? Is it going to be the day they approve it?
Yeah, it will be approximately the date they approve it. Yeah, that's typical. All right.
Okay, sure, understood.
Good luck,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, let's go to area code 857. 857, where are you calling from?
California, but moved from MA.
Okay, ma'am. How can I help you?
I don't know if we are just talking about related questions to H1B.
No. Now you can ask me. You can ask me any question, except for the meaning of life. You can't ask me that question.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about D1 CPT. Where I have completed.
Okay, you're gonna do me one favor, ma'am. 1 second. Do me one favor. Your voice is a little muddy. I can't hear it very clearly. So please speak a little loudly and little slowly. I heard that you are on CPT. Now go on.
Yes. So I just wanted to know what documents do we need if I am going for stamping now.
Okay. If you are going for stamping, don't go for stamping. Okay. I know people who've been denied CPT visas. When they were on CPT, tried, and the visa officer just looked at their paperwork. Oh, you are on CPT. How long have you been there? What is the school you have joined? Next thing is they're getting denied. Okay. So please double check with the community.
Now the H1B has been approved.
H1B has been approved, then it is a different story. But CPT don't go for a visa.
Yeah, like completed the day one CPT masters, and now even with the H1B approval, wanted to ask like what all documents should I take?
Yeah, those documents are a standard list, ma'am. You can actually get them off the web. You don't need me for that. Basically, your employer will give you a letter confirming the appointment. Government has a complete copy of your paperwork already on. It's been uploaded to their private web, private cloud. But you can still carry a copy of your petition. That's pretty much it. If you have pay stubs, you're already working there, carry your pay stubs. But this list is quite, it's easy to find. Just look online. Okay.
So nothing specific to university like day one CPT.
But you are on H1B, right? You're going for H1B visa stamping?
Yeah, but like in the past, will they?
Yeah, they're not going to ask you. They don't typically ask. I mean, I'm not aware of anybody being asked about day one CPT when they go for H1B. Okay. But remember one thing. The government is within their rights to ask for anything they want. But is there a standard questionnaire for people on CPT who go to H1B? I have never encountered one. We have plenty of clients who went from CPT to H1B than for visa stamping. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am. Okay. Second last question. Area code 469. 469, where are you calling from? 469. Hello, I can't hear you, 469. Okay. Let's go to area code 9.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, please.
Hi, sorry, yeah. So I have two questions. The first part is currently on H1B, got my stamping done in December. I'm planning a vacation this year somewhere in Asia, right? So
okay, hold on, please. Okay. Somehow, some sounds are very muddy. I can't hear them clearly. Maybe my hearing is going, but I think something is going on.
No. It's definitely me.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. You are making me nervous.
Okay, don't worry. Sorry. I'm at work and it's kind of loud here.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay. No, this is better. What you are doing now is better. Okay. Now, What I heard is you are on
So the
H1B.
question is,
Yeah.
yes, currently on H1B, got my stamping done last year. I'm planning to go, visit countries, travel a little bit. Is there anything you would foresee being an issue? I should cancel my travel plans, or as long as, I have my H1B stamp,
Okay.
have all my documents, work for a reputable company.
Are you a citizen of India?
Yes.
Okay. So typically, because of those 40 plus countries that may be coming under a ban or travel difficulties, India is not one of them. And you said you're working for a reputable company. It's a good employment. I don't think it should be a problem. I just had a call day before yesterday from a client who just came in. He said there was nothing, no problem at all. So,
Perfect. 'Cause I haven't done anything that's even close to your area, so just wanted to confirm. But
no, I
awesome.
think.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Second question.
If you want to be like Shah Rukh Khan, go to Switzerland and sing songs. Go for it.
No. But the second question is, I am currently on H1B, right? And I eventually want to go back to school for my master's.
Okay.
But I also don't want to finish all my H1B time, right? So my goal was maybe I'll work a year or two, and my company was planning on filing my I-1, the green card application within the next year or two. But if they file that, I would be stuck with this employer for 2 more years or 3 more years, because that's typical processing time. Let's say 2 more years. But I did not want to do that. So what I wanted to ask you is that if I leave after 2 years of H1B and come back, is 4 years of H1B time enough time for a new employer to file my firm process and get all that going? Would that be a risk?
Under the current time,
4.5 years?
under the current time frames, absolutely, no problem at all.
So that's not an issue, because I would still have 3 years of. And also, would they be able to file my green card right away, even if I'm still using my OPT and STEM OPT after?
Yes, absolutely.
Or would I still have to go back on H1B first?
No. You should actually just Google Rajiv as Khanna Economic Times, and you will see that I've written an article on it like 2-3 years ago. How can you apply for a green card directly from F1 status? So that's not a problem at all. So they can do that.
As long as you have an H1B beforehand, right?
Even that doesn't matter. Okay. So in your situation, it's no problem. The only caveat is I don't know if Trump is going to blow up the world. So as long as Trump doesn't blow up the world, we are okay.
One day at a time. But no, thank you so much for your answer.
You're welcome. Good luck. Let's go to the last question of the day, which is area code 929. You are New York? 929?
Hi, Rajiv ji. Yeah, we had an appointment earlier.
Acha?
So I have a main question and then a follow.
Ji.
So I believe you recommended concurrent H1, right, for having a business under family member's name. But
did we have an appointment today? Did we have an appointment today?
Today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were
early morning.
I see. So the question is, yeah. I kind of remember, because remember I've done like 15 consultations, 16 consultations.
Yeah.
So you are currently working for a company and you want to start your own company or become part owner in another company. And the issues,
work with a US startup.
Yeah, some issues were business oriented, some issues were immigration oriented. And now I remember everything we talked about. Yeah, go ahead, please. What are your questions?
In this case, let's say a business is in a family member's name, right?
Ji.
And then there is a revenue that is going to take care of operations in India, right?
Ji.
Because whatever job and skills they have, I cannot do that and I cannot get that revenue.
Ji.
So now my question is, if I get a concurrent H1 from the same employer who is also, paying other people and from my family members' business,
right?
Does a scrutiny situation arise when the USCIS looks at that and say, are you controlling that money?
Hold on. So first of all, nothing that I will ever suggest to you would be illegal. Okay. If you asked me to do something illegal, I won't do it for you and I won't do it to you. I only do that which is legal. When it is legal, why should I worry about what the government scrutinizes? Let them scrutinize everything. Okay. So, therefore, whatever we recommend to you, it is legal absolutely 100%. If it is a gray area, I'll point that out to you. One good thing about visas like H1B is, let's say that you did something which according to us was in a gray area, but yeah, okay, you did it. And government said, oh, no, this is bad. As long as you didn't lie about it, they cannot hurt you. Why? What is the worst case scenario? They say, oh, you violated your H1B status. So what? Just go get a visa stamp and come back. That corrects your status. The only time you get hurt permanently is if you lie about something.
Right.
Okay. So you said if there is scrutiny, why is this work going to India? Well, that's where the work is being done. You are not doing anything illegal.
Right.
You are on the US soil. You are a passive owner. The other partners are managing the work. You are the guy who went to India and set up the infrastructure. Okay. Did you work on the US soil? No. Did you work on the Indian soil? Yes, you are an Indian citizen and you can work there. But once you came back, you are hands off. I think it's perfectly legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So small thing that I want to see is when they ask about any kind of scrutiny, how do you handle that question? And do you point them to, okay, can I ask my lawyer? How do you approach that kind
I very aggressively tell them that this matter was discussed and we advised him to do that. Okay. Because simple reason is, look, remember one thing. In immigration law and in almost every regulatory and criminal offense, if you do something under advice of counsel, almost always the sting gets taken out. They can't hold you responsible a great deal for anything. When your lawyer advises you on a very complex matter and you follow the advice of counsel, usually advice of counsel is a very good defense. It may not be a perfect defense, but it's close to being a perfect defense.
Right.
Samjhe?
Yep. Sounds good.
That's how it works. All right?
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
Good luck. Make lots of money so we can bill you lots of money, okay?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to have you handle my case.
No, absolutely. I'm not trying to solicit your business. I'm just kidding around. Best of luck. Guys, good talking to everyone. It's a great pleasure to hang out with you all. I'll see you next Wednesday at UD's. Bye, everyone.